What's up, y'all? Alright, so, first off, good morning. Good morning. Smoothie here. 5 bananas, 5 organic ripe bananas. I got some freshly squeezed orange juice in here, about a cup and a half. And I got 4 dates as well. I was gonna throw some watermelon up here, but I don't think watermelon and banana goes together very well. Let me know what you guys think and what you do with your smoothies. Anyway, today's video, I'm gonna show you how to swap out a Freehub cassette body. A Freehub cassette body, if you don't know, is what your cassette rides on that has that clicking noise, that tss. And it's right here. Mine is busted up. You can see the grooves got messed up. It looks like the cassette grinded into the grooves of the Freehub body itself. So I can't actually get this off. But I have another cassette that I'm going to throw on my new body that Boyd had sent me. Now, the story with this, I have these 2017 Boyd Cycling 44 millimeter clincher wheels here. And solid wheels. If you're looking for an awesome wheel set, the 44 millimeter clinchers, the 2016 models would do it. I used to ride on my old tarmac back in 2014. I had the bike for a short time. It was a specialized tarmac SL4, and it had 60 millimeter carbon clinchers on it. Those wheels were boss, and ever since then, since I never had the money to fork out for like the zip wheels, which cost over $2,000. The Boyd cycling wheels are great. They're made in the US. The hubs are great. Unfortunately, I had a little situation where I pretty much grinded into the teeth of the Freehub body, which is pretty common. So I'm going to show you how to swap it out. Tools that you're going to need are a chain whip, wrench, adjustable, preferably, 2 Allen keys, 2 sets, a 5 millimeter Allen key. You need like a special tool here to get your cassette body off. It's like a little star style tool that fits into the grooves of your cassette. Lock ring that gets the cassette off. I had already took off my cassette, which you have seen before just now, and I can't get it off, so this is out. Alright. Boyd sent me a Freehub cassette body before. They sent me a couple actually, but they sent me their older model, which is right here from 2015 and below. This doesn't fit the newer wheels, so I have a couple of these Freehub cassette bodies. We went through this whole thing. I first started ordering at the shop, and then I waited like a couple weeks, and they sent me like the incorrect one, and then I told them like, hey, you know, the bearings are completely different. I put this inside my cassette last week, and it fit, but it didn't like spin properly, and you can still see like the bearing. So I knew it wasn't the right one. So I called Boyd up, and they sent me a new body. They got it here in a couple days actually, which is pretty sweet. And they sent me some other cool goodies as well. They got me 2 Boyd cycling water bottles, which is pretty sweet. So thanks, Boyd. Awesome. Boyd's awesome. I love Boyd. They're doing it really good. The wheels are great. They got me these 2 bottles as well. I appreciate that. I'll be drinking my water and sipping my smoothies and stuff, or whatever other style drink that I use for cycling and fuel. And here is the body right here. Alright. This is the 4 pawl system here. A pawl, if you don't know, I'll show you, is that little black thing right there. I don't know if you could see that right there, but it has a spring mechanism, and that's what rides on the grooves of the inside of your hub, which you'll see here. You see those grooves in there? That's what your pawl is going to ride on to give you that engagement that you need to propel forward. Alright, so, and I already had taken out my cassette hub body and everything, so this was good to go. I actually this is a good opportunity to also clean up your wheel. So I cleaned up the wheel a bit. I took all the gunk out of it, all the grease that was laying around, and now I have a nice clean cassette hub body. Now, when you take these parts off, remember that they have washers and stuff like that. You want to make sure you have that stuff together and they're in place, because you want to make sure you put it all on the same way you took them off. So in order to do that, we're just going to go ahead and jump right into it. You're going to need 5mm Allen keys on both sides to take off the cassette hub body. It has these washers and bolts and everything. You want to make sure that's off, and then you pretty much just go ahead and pull out the entire system. This is like a 2-piece axle cassette body that's on here with the Freehub body. So what you want to do is just take off the cone washer here. Alright, like so. Set that to the side. Make sure your stuff is organized in its place. You don't want to like misplace anything. That would suck. So now what we all need to do is just go ahead and take this and slide it in through the hub body. Sometimes it's hard to get on. If you can't get it on, I wouldn't force it in. The trick is this. I'll show you. What you want to do is just take out the entire axle. Now remember, this contains 2 washers. All right, they're very small washers on the axle that goes on the face of the bearing. So what you want to do is put that. I'm going to put it over my bearing inside here now. And what I'm going to do is throw let's make sure that's aligned properly. I'm sure there's other ways to go about doing this. And what you want to do is just slide out that hub body, the axle from the Freehub. Alright. And there's also a washer on the other side as well. So you want to make sure that stays on the axle. And then now you can set that to the side. What you want to do, you have the Freehub body, you can get a better look at it here. And you can see the pawls better. There's 4 of them. That's the black things right there. What you want to do is simply place it over and twist it to engage. And that's pretty much it. Alright? So now we have it on. Alright? So what we want to do now is take our axle and slide it right through. Done. Alright? Now we have the other side. Okay? We have to put the lock ring on as well as the washer that came with. So what we want to do with that is go ahead. There's another washer that goes on this side. So what we want to do is take it, place it over the axle. Oh, excuse me. Place it over the axle. And we also have this lock ring here that it comes with. This is the stock one that came with the wheel. So you just go ahead and screw that over. And that lock ring presses the axle onto the hub. Alright? So you want to make sure that's on nicely. So what we want to do with this part now is take your 5mm Allen wrench and place it on the Freehub body side. And then take your wrench and place it over the lock ring, and you want to tighten it down. You want it to be snug on there. Not super tight, but snug enough so that like your Freehub cassette body is not going to be moving. Alright? And that's pretty good, I'd say. Yep, that's on there. So just double check it. Make sure it's nice and snug. It should be able to move freely on here. It shouldn't be able. You shouldn't really be having any play with your cassette once it's on. It should be able to spin nice and free. All right. Now what we're going to do is take our bolt, our axle bolt, and just slide it and just tighten it right onto the other end of where we just put our lock ring on. And then just go ahead And for this one, we'll need another set of Allen keys. So we got a 5 on one side, and we got another 5 on the other side. And then just tighten that in there, nice and snug. And again, that should also spin freely. And there's also another bolt that you need to tighten on the lock ring. You can see, I don't know if you can see that. It's that aluminum looking bolt there. You see that? I'll point it out for you. Right there. You see that bolt. Such a weird angle. But we need to tighten that as well. Okay? So, I think that's like a 2.5mm Allen key or something. But let's just make sure that's tight. And I mean, I've been doing this stuff for a while. I've been swapping out like cassette hub bodies on my old like BMX bikes and stuff like that. I work on my own bike, my track bike, over the years. So, I mean, I know what I'm doing. So if you don't know what you're doing, I suggest you go to your local bike shop so that they can assist you. Because the last thing you want to do is break your parts. So this is pretty much good to go. Nice and tight on here, and it's spinning freely. Alright, so now what we want to do is take our cassette. Alright, I'm going to show you how to do this. It's pretty simple. This is the easy part. Now, in order to get your cassette off, you're going to need a chain whip, which is a special tool. Different companies make them. This is made by Park Tool. Alright, so nice chain whip, very good. I had it for several years. So you use this to take off your cassette. And to put it on, it's pretty simple. We're going to go ahead and take off the lock ring right here. And I don't like to put them all out on at once, but I take a few off and do it little by little. Show you how to do that. So we'll start with this one here. This is an 11 to 28 cassette. I thought about going to 32, but I'm not going to buy one right now because I can get up hills at a high cadence between 90 to 100 with my 1128. So right now I don't need a 32. I don't live by like really tall mountains. When I do go up to the Catskill Mountains, I'm able to climb them with a 28 cassette anyway and still maintain a 90 to 100 cadence. So I'm pretty good in that area. Now to get this on, you can see that there are grooves in here. You just got to find where you need to engage it. And it should be able to slide on fairly easily once you find the correct groove where your cassette needs to go. And that's it. That's one. And let's get the other one on here. And I mean, you could twist it around if you want, just to like find out where it will engage properly. That's two. And we got like the smaller ones now. I mean, it's better to just do it like one by one, to be honest with you. It's just easier to get them on. Alright. Whoops. Where's this side? Now you want to make sure when you put these on that your numbers of the tooth are showing on the outside. That's how you know it's on correctly. If they are on the inside, then you have it on incorrect. Alright, so just make sure of that. Because you don't want to have it backward. You need to spin in a certain direction for the chain to engage on your cassette. Alright. And just keep doing it until you work your way up to the top. And once you got everything on, I like to just double check it, make sure everything is on like nice and snug. Nothing's like loose or anything. And I got one more to go. It gets a little tricky toward the end, but for the most part, this is probably one of the easier things to do. And I mean, you know, this will also save you from like going to the bike shop and forking out tons of cash. So I mean, I'm sure there are other videos you can find online on how to make this work, but it's really simple and straightforward. So now my cassette hub is back to normal. I have my Freehub body on here. Everything is looking good. Now what we want to do is take our lock ring and just put it over and screw it back onto the end of the hub. So that could be a little tricky too, to like engage it. Trick is to use the actual tool it came with, and that should be able to get it on without any problems. You want to make sure that it's threaded on there good though, because sometimes like it won't go on like perfect, and we want it to be on there nice. So first off, you want to just look at what you're doing, make sure you got all your chain rings on properly. That looks good. And then we can just go ahead and screw it on. There we go. It should go on there nice. You shouldn't hear any like grinding or anything when you put it on. Alright, so from there, give it a little spin before we tighten it down all the way, which I'll show you how to do. Give it a little spin, make sure all the rings are like evenly distributed along the Freehub body. You don't want any like really big gaps, and if there are big gaps, you need to just go back and just make sure you have the rings on properly. It's very easy to mess this up, but then again, it's kind of not. I mean, it's a pretty much you can see the grooves there. It definitely goes up to a nice shape to where you can see that it fits properly from 11 to 28 rings. So now what we need to do, put the lock ring on, take your wrench, tighten it down. It doesn't need to be super tight, but we want to just make sure it's on there. So that's good enough. And that's pretty much it. I got my Freehub body back on. What we can do now is take our skewer and we can just put it back on the bike hub, and this can go back on my bike. And now I'll have a brand new cassette hub body. Sorry, a cassette Freehub body. And I am in good shape. And that's it, guys. That's how you change out and swap your Freehub body onto the Boyd Cycling 2016 44mm clinchers. Now, this might be different for other wheel sets. I'm not sure how it would work for zips or anything else. But for me, that's super good. Try that out. Bananas, orange juice, dates, super sweet. Got some vitamin C, got your fiber in there. Tons of sugar, great. Tons of energy. So, I got these bodies here. If anyone needs some parts, hit me up. Leave a comment below. If you have Boyd hubs, I'll flow you this. You just got to pay for shipping. Don't fuck around though, man. I'm not gonna send you this if you don't have the wheel set. So you gotta confirm with me somehow. Not in the comments. You don't make my comments look like shit. I don't want like any BS, because I'm not gonna flow this to you. I got 2 of these. I'm not gonna flow this to you if you're trying to fuck me over just so you can sell it on eBay or something like that. I'm gonna give this away to the cyclist who actually needs it. This is for the Boyd Cycling 2016 wheels. This is the 6-pawl version. This will fit the previous years for the Boyd hub. So if you have Boyd wheels, or if you think this cassette hub body from Boyd will work with your current wheel set, let me know. I'll flow it to you, but you got to be sure, and I'm going to do my research to make damn sure as well. But I want to promote cycling. I'm going to get you on your bike. If your bike's broken, let me know. I have no use for this, so, and Boyd doesn't need it back. So if you want it, I'll flow it to you. You just got to pay for the shipping. and you can get on a bike. I'm trying to promote cycling, but let everyone else be able to ride. I know parts are like a lot of money. I happen to get a flow on certain parts, so you know, this, you guys, I can give this to you for free. You just gotta pay for shipping, so you can get on a bike and ride and smash it on weekends or during the day. So hit me up in the comments or direct message me. That'll be better. Shoot me a message. Subscribe, like, comment below. Check out the website, manualpedal.com. Online store coming up soon. Gonna have some soft goods, t-shirts, socks. And if you're interested in that, let me know. I'll get you a t-shirt. You just gotta pay for that, and I'll flow it to you via USPS or whatever other way you want to grab that, wherever you are in the world. I am signing out. I will see you all in the next video. Pedal over everything. Catch you later.